right, everybody. Hello, greetings and salutations. Your chattering magpie is here with the rest of the gang. The gang today being, hello, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Teal. I'm the gang.
The gang of one, or actually two, because if there's two, then that forms a gang.
Yep, three's a crowd, two's a gang.
That's right. Happy to see you here, Teal. Thank you for joining me today on this beautiful Thursday. We are going to talk about anime. And guess what? Teal has watched all 6 series that we're going to talk about today, so there won't be just, hopefully, maybe, there won't be just magpie talking like I feel like I always do, but we're gonna kind of wing it because last week I was more prepared. I had notes because I forget people's names. This week there's no notes, 0 notes. So we're gonna do our best.
Yeah.
Teal. Let's be strong, Teal.
I think it'll be okay because we had some really impactful episodes this week.
That is true. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to talk about them all today as we do our anime weekly roundup. Today we're going to be talking in this order about solo camping. We're going to be talking about Kaoru Hana. We're going to be talking about April showers bring May flowers, also known as a bouquet for an ugly girl. We're going to talk about Dress Up Darling and Shirley, and finally Secrets of the Silent Witch. Whew, yeah, a lot of stuff to cover, I guess, in a single chat, but we'll get through it in an hour or so, hopefully. But before we do, just want to say hello to the people on the chat. Hello, chat, YouTube chat. Hey, Crusher asks us, hey, Magpie, have you checked out Mysterious Disappearances yet? I was going to watch the first episode. I read the summary, and I already kind of knew that it wasn't for me. You guys know I'm not a fan of anything with ghosts, the occult, and stuff like that. So I will humbly decline, but thank you for the recommendation. Turishmak is also on the chat, says, and here we go. Hey, Turishmak, welcome. You got here earlier than I did. Congratulations. Turishmak also says, Magpie, I wrote out an explanation for why Alicia from Clevitis was my MVP last week, but since you didn't post last week's talk, I accidentally put it on the discussion from 2 weeks ago. Okay, first of all, I saw your comment, and I wish I could, I wish I had checked out Alicia from Clevitis, but I haven't. However, thank you for sharing your thoughts. I'm sure the Clevitis fans, Teal, I think you watch it, right?
I do.
Yeah, I think you will enjoy that. It's a fairly long comment. Thank you, Tarosh. And yes, you will notice that the discussion from last week is no longer around because I got hit by the YouTube copyright police, and so they didn't count it as a strike, but there was one anime company and one particular anime that basically they were like, we don't want our anime in that thing, and she just sucks. I don't know how a little sliver of anime managed to upset the anime gods, but it happened. Do you remember? Do you want to take a guess as to which one it was? Teal?
Do we want to put him on blast?
Yes, we will put him on blast.
Okay,
Yes.
well, a certain anime didn't give you a bouquet, but a block on your video. Leave it at that, maybe.
Oh my gosh, Teal, yes. I admire you, Teal. I never, ever can come up with something witty or half witty, but there you go. Just drop them like it's nothing. But yes, you guys, April showers brings May flowers, or a bouquet for an ugly girl, did not give us permission, and they blocked it. Yes, indeed. Which is kind of sucky because, hello, first of all, you're not letting English-speaking audiences worldwide even have it. Like, nobody has licensed it. And on top of that, like, you're like silencing people who are talking about it with great enthusiasm, I may add. I'm not hating on it. I am extremely. We are all fans here. The two of us are great.
I wonder,
fans.
is the manga licensed? Because if people get access to the anime, they'll become interested and they'll check out the manga, and there'll be extra revenue for them.
I have been reading the manga, but I do not know if I'm reading it from a scanlation group or not. I'm sorry, you guys. Sometimes you gotta.
It's an accessibility issue.
Exactly.
We're faultless.
Exactly. Yes, we are innocent. We are innocent. We wash our hands. But yeah, so unfortunately last chat got pulled. And so it's a pity because it was a really fun one, but that's why we continue on our journey. And today it will be even more fun. I promise you that. Teal, the pressure's on. We have to make it more fun, okay? Okay? Okay. Awesome. Turush Mac again says hello. Hello, Turush. Red Tempest, oh boy, is here. Says 1 minute late. Shake my head. No, we were on time. Also, by the way, you will notice that Red Tempest has a little diamond. And that means that he is a supporter of this channel via YouTube. And also he has access to emojis that are only for this channel and the supporters. So if you want to have access to those emojis, you can do so by hitting the join button on the channel and supporting at the lowest tier. I'm not even making it like an expensive tier. It's at the lowest of the lowest tiers. You can have access to the emojis. Just because I want to see everybody post. Flood the chat with Ferdinand. Flood it with Ferdinand, everybody. All right. Let's see. Turush Mac asks, saving Bochi the Warlock for last? Yes, I am saving it for last because I think it might be like one of my favorites this season. So I'm saving it best for last and hope that we don't go off too long on it, but I can't promise anything. Yes, I don't like scary stuff. How are you with scary stuff? Like, do you have like a limit of how scary you can go, Teal?
When I was really young, I watched something I probably shouldn't, and it crippled me for a really long time. But I've recently come to really appreciate horror, especially Japanese horror. I feel like they have such a good, interesting way of doing it. And
speaking of Japanese horror, you are watching Summer, right?
Yeah, the summer Hikaru died. I'm a little bit behind, but it's been great so far, I think.
For this, I'm not watching it because, I have the things. But for the sake of those that are online and that are watching it, do you care to give like a little bit of a review or what you like about it or any thoughts about it? You're more than welcome to share them. Yeah, I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, it is. It's a bit, and I've been away from it, but it's an interesting little story about like first of all, it's about like the quieter Japanese town and how it's like failing and rotting and everyone's moving away and they're just not able to like sustain themselves. Then it's also a story of like coming of age and friendship, but then it also has this element of having to hide yourself and queerness and what we reveal to each other about ourselves and becoming a new person and how it can be awkward for the people around us. And it's got all this great symbolism with like cicadas molting and then it's just got some almost eldritch goodness sprinkled on top. So it's been really fun so far.
Wow. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of really neat topics to explore. Like I'm like, yeah, that's great. Like check. Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna continue following it like vicariously by reading the reviews. So kind of like what I did for when I watched, what was that, To Your Eternity? I couldn't watch it. So I would just do the reviews. But that's just because I'm a wimp. But that's fine. No apologies. All right. Thank you for sharing, Teal. Also, Red continues. Oh yeah, says Silent Witch episode was good. Yeah, I agree. We're gonna talk about it. Don't worry. Yes, I don't like scary stuff. Name names, shame them, shame them. I think that's directed towards you, Teal,
Yeah.
about the what you watched.
I think we did. We definitely did. Flowers for the Ugly Girl showed its ugly side.
Oh, yeah. Also, let's see. YouTube didn't copyright it. Magpie deleted it herself to hide something. I did not. I am innocent. I never need to hide anything. Heard of the flower anime until now? No, I never even heard of the flower anime until now that they supposedly strike Magpie. Right? It's a shame. It's a shame. Nobody has licensed it in English. Except I think somebody said you can access it, but it's like Billy or something that might not have American release. Well, we'll be on the lookout. Maybe in the future, maybe Netflix is going to, at this rate, I'll take Netflix. Somebody just take it. It's actually really good. It would fit in Netflix's niche so well because Netflix has Kaoru Hana, has Kimi no Todoke. So I think it would really, really fit up. Be right up their alley. All right. So let's see. Did you watch Red asks, did you watch the Japanese Grudge movie, Teal?
You mean The Ring? I mean, I've seen The Ring. No, I don't think I have watched.
The Grudge.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Turosh Max says, when Jaws was first released, my dad took the whole family to see it in the theater. Seeing that head pop out of the hole in the sunken fishing boat scared me. No! Oh no! Red Temple says, I never saw a Jaws movie in theaters. Granted, I wasn't even born yet. Oh man. The fact that that we kind of know of the horror that Jaws gave our generation, and that Red says that he wasn't even born yet. It's like, wow. Dearly beloved, we're gathered here to enjoy anime, and that doesn't mean that we're all from the same generation. We can enjoy anime from whatever age, so this is a good thing. You should check out Jaws if you haven't already. All right, so I think we should get started on talking about anime. Thank you to those of you who are watching. Let's get started. So the very first one that we are going to talk about is solo camping. Now, we got from the preview of the last episode that we're gonna really delve into Jen's backstory. What did you think about that story, and was it anything that you expected it to be?
Kinda. We kinda saw that his dad was a really important figure in his life, but then he disappeared. And you kind of figured it was due to illness or an accident, and then he, to honor his dad's memory, kept camping on his own. But there was definitely some things I didn't expect, certain characters introduced and just all the specifics.
Yep. Yeah, I was surprised. I knew we were gonna get to the dad, and I knew we were gonna get to how he got that scar in his face, which basically, you guys, he got the scar and the first time he went camping solo, he was still underage, and he lit a fire, and just because he was, psychologically, emotionally exhausted, and he was all by himself, he passed out. And had it not been for the camp caretaker, he would have he did hit the flames, kind of the fire, but he saved him from burning his face off. So thank goodness for responsible campground takers.
Campground caretaker.
Caretakers, yeah. Thank you. Speaking of campground caretakers, was this where we learned about his goal to have his own little campground someday?
Yeah. Yeah, we learned he was just really closed off after his father's death, but he got close with one person whose name is, she definitely has a name.
Because it's, you know what? It doesn't matter because she's the other girl, the other woman, we shall say.
The Doroboneko, the thieving cat.
Yeah. You know what? Okay, Teal, I have to say this, Teal. My inner misogyny. Like, the girl just dated, and like there was like, relationships don't have to work. You know, you're an adult. Things don't work out sometimes. But I'm like, why am I hating this girl just because she comes back? Like, it's unfair of me, and I have to check myself. So if you, but I still want to call her the other woman because I'm already shipping these two. I'm shipping him so hard with Shizuku. So excuse me as I still in the back of my mind still call her the, what was that? Oh, that was a great name.
Doroboneko.
Dorobo
for thief and Neko for cat. Cat burglar, so.
It sounds better definitely than the other woman.
Right.
Yeah. I thought that Jen was just like, had never had, I never really think of like him having relationships close, because he seems like his closest friends from high school, he doesn't even want to get close to him. So I'm like, yeah, this guy's just a total like incurable recluse. But no, he had relationships before. So that was a surprise. We don't get much, actually we do get some Jen and Shizuku interaction at the very beginning. And he actually just goes, he doesn't even go camping, he just wants to go light a fire. I'm like, yo, is this guy like a cave dweller? He just wants to go light a fire. Yeah. When I was going to college, there was this river that I would go over, like I would take the bus would go over this river. And every so often I would look to the side and see like how the homeless people were doing. Like they were just hanging, chilling, whatever. And every so often I would see them light a fire. And I'm like, yo, I think that's cool. You can light a fire. There's like, the river is just basically paved, so it's not like they were gonna burn anything. And then one day they just, they disappeared as they do. But there's something about like humans out in the elements, like you just want to burn like a fire, and I get it. I get the appeal, which is why I'm glad that we learned how to light fires in the last episode. But anyway, that's where he found her. That's where they kind of met up. Was there anything cute or anything noteworthy about him and Shizuku meeting at that time?
Yeah. Well, Shizuku was going to some kind of festival, and she was in full like yukata, nice kimono style dress, and looked rather nice, and was trying to kind of fish a compliment out of Gen, who was very. He's a bit dense, you could say.
Yeah. Yeah, and he taught her how to make like some coal or something like that. I probably will never.
Charcoal cloth, like to get all the moisture out of like pieces of cotton and turn them into a fire starter. That was, I've learned a lot watching this show. Yeah,
I doubt I'll ever have to make some of that, but it's good to know. It really is like there's really selling camping to me, and I swear, like at the end of this, it's gonna be autumn. It'll be perfect weather to go camping, so I don't know if I'm gonna have to rustle some people in my acquaintance, because I really kind of feel like camping now.
Yeah.
Except, when I go camping, I don't contribute anything. I don't set the tent. I don't do anything. I just like, okay, you guys set the tent. I will set up the kitchen station and I'll get some food started. But somebody has to light the fire. So yeah, I'm basically helpless if somebody doesn't come with me. But I think I might be a little bit better now because of solo camping. Anything else about this week's episode? I thought it was fun. What did you think about it?
Yeah, it was, it's hard to form like a real attachment to Shizuku and Gen's relationship before we know so much about them. So having this like lore dump episode was really important, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yes, this episode ends with the other woman. Like, because she left to go like pursue her dream, and she comes back, and I was like, no, boo, he's be gone. But no, she's here, and I hope that her arrival, I don't think it'll set off like a K-drama. I think it'll be more like confronting Jen with like his feelings about and his fears about attachments to people. I really do hope that's the case. I think this anime has been pretty good at avoiding, or I want to think that this anime will be pretty good at avoiding the usual cliches and tropes when it comes to like yeah. So.
I think we've definitely moved pretty far away from like the original shoujo tropes, and as these more focused at adult romance animes have become more popular, I've noticed the characters acting much more realistically and not getting too dramatic while still, playing at our feelings.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I am really looking forward to, even though my shoujo head wants to like make drama, I have to be like, no, let's hope. And I'm excited for next episode for sure. All right, next one is Kaoru Hana. Anybody? Okay. Before that, Red Tempest said he needed to go eat. Bon appetit, Red. Thank you for joining us. And Turush Mac, no, I'm not rubbing it in. I can't say you're old because I also am a millennial, and so an old millennial, and I vividly remember Joss, and what else can I say? Okay, let's see who else is in the chat. Oh look, Crusher is with us. Crusher, hello, how are you? And Crusher is supporting with a super chat. Thank you so much. You have a whole bunch of hearts from me. Says, I like Bing Chotan charcoal. Put it in my water bottle. It's good. Like inside your water bottle? Is it like a purification situation? Please tell us more. In this day and age, you can't get around microplastics and all that junk. So yeah, if there's anything I can make our health better, that'd be lovely. Thank you for your support, Crusher. Now, Teal, what did you think about this week's Fragrant Flower?
I really liked it. I mean, they're not really dating yet, but they visit an aquarium, and you have to do that by law, I believe, in Japan to be considered dating. So we're getting there.
We're good. I thought it was going to a festival together. That is you have to do it. Maybe both. Maybe it's in the checklist. Maybe it's in the checklist. Yeah.
So few people are actually dating in Japan.
Oh no! Ow! Yeah. Oh man. But yeah. So it was a really sweet episode. Kind of like now that the stress of telling your friends that you guys are seeing each other and all of that. So that's always a pretty huge deal for them. And that the sports festival is over and the tests are over. Now they get to have like a little reward to themselves. And he, in trying to, convey his gratitude for her help, for helping with his exams, he kind of like treats her to kind of like says like, we can hang out together. So he does. And she decides to go to the aquarium. And there was like a lot of cute things in the aquarium. They saw the sights, they went on rides, but there was one particular thing that happened there regarding a lost child. What did you think of this inclusion of this lost child, and did they really need it, you think?
I think they did, because when Rintaro got left alone with the little girl, he got to her perspective on a burgeoning little baby child romance. Mm-hmm. And her like really honest portrayal of her feelings helped him figure out what he's feeling for Kaoru.
And I think that it was also really sweet, because I like to see, I don't know, I think it's sweet to see guys with children I don't know. There's something about the female urge to like crush over a guy who's good with children. And so for all those female fans, we loved it. And if you are a male fan, I'm sure you loved how Kaoru was so good with the little girl, was kind, and she was considerate enough to be like, we are probably gonna miss out on the dolphin show I was so looking forward to, but it doesn't matter. First things first, let's help this small child. And these two people are so pure. They're so precious. They must be protected.
Right. So you can tell it's fiction, but yes, they're both very sweet.
Can you not, TL, please, please? I'm like, ooh, ah, and she's like, it's fake. It's all fake. I want to believe. Man, TL, I thought you were gonna get along with us and be, and no, she hits me with reality check. All right.
Just one as a treat.
All right. By the way, I checked earlier. I think I got a notification from X, and Patrick. I guess Patrick, our resident mischief maker, is stuck at work, unfortunately. So do send him regards, people on the chat. Patrick, I hope you enjoy the replay. We are missing you. So Crusher says, Teal, why you so jaded?
I'm just getting too old, I guess. There's too many heartbreaks.
Oh no, I know, right? Oh man, yeah. Age tends to do that to a person, and not just age, not even age, Teal, because I think it's just life does that to a person. So yeah. Let's not go down that path. Otherwise it'll sound like a drink. It'll start sounding less like anime and more like a drinking party between two people commiserating. All right. So we have okay, Crusher also says activated charcoal is an effective water filter. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. I think I have a water filter at one of the places where I work that has charcoal, so I'm gonna check what kind of charcoal it uses. Then there's Trushmak, because going to a festival is for the love confession, which is always spoiled by the fireworks display. Yes, and yes. And also, I will never forget my Dress Up Darling season 1 for pulling the rug out on us on that fireworks festival. That was so frustrating.
Yeah.
But that only paved the way for season 2, which we'll talk about later. Anything else about this episode of Kaoru Hana?
Yeah, we kind of smoothed past it, but it was nice to see both gangs getting together and clearing the air and apologizing, and they had a little snack party. It was very nice.
Oh yes, that was so sweet. I don't know, I have a really soft spot. Well, for everybody, but for somehow Subaru, I don't know. I like that girl so much. She was so so scary at first, but like any good tsundere. I guess I don't even know if she can be
she's
called
just really
tsundere.
earnest.
She's not. Yeah. She's not tsundere. She's just really lovely, earnest, as you said. I like her, and it's good to see her opening up and exploring relationships, not like relationships, but like friendships, relationships, or meeting new people in a safe place. With friends, with people that, they're just chill. They're just cool guys. And as I was watching this, Teal, I don't know if you're following the Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, the manga. Like, what? The latest?
No, but I gotta pick it up. This has been such a just sweet, put a smile on my face kind of anime.
I think you will love it. You will love it. And for those of you who are listening and are following the manga, I was so tempted to put something this week about Kaoru Hana because you can just see how far Subaru comes. in the latest manga. But we're not here to talk about the manga. We're just here to talk about the anime. But yeah, it's very worthwhile. You go check it out once you're able to. It's a really great manga. But yeah, I did love that the fact that they brought all the snacks, and Kodako brought like a variety pack of like salty, sweet, all that stuff, and then Subaru, she brought the fancy snacks. Ooh.
Right, like imported cookie type. Yeah, very, very fancy.
Yeah. You know what? I love it. I would take the variety pack. I would take the fancy pack. Just give me the snacks. And I think a really surefire way to get to, you know, lower people's like distress, or just kind of to ease the way of socializing, is always bring some food. That's always a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great episode. I am really enjoying this one as they slowly but surely, you know, we already know that Kaoru likes him, but he is discovering like today in this episode, like I have feelings for her. And it was so beautiful to see it happening during the dolphin show. Yay.
Yeah. And yeah, the dolphin show looked really nice in the anime and made me want to go to an aquarium again, but
yeah, they did a good job with it. All right. So let us move on to the next one. April showers bring May flowers. Oh my goodness. Tabata. So, it's Ueno's birthday. And remember that when it was her birthday and, you know, she and her parents went to the restaurant where he works at. And she promised that she would celebrate his birthday. So now she has to do it. She has to celebrate the birthday. And it's all about the, you know, the ups and downs, that roller coaster of emotions when it comes to giving somebody of the opposite sex a gift that's, you know, just right. Luckily, though, she wasn't alone during this whole episode. She is one lucky gal. What or who does she have on her side?
Why, none other than Keisuke-kun, Ueno-kun's younger brother.
He also had his little thing going on. What was he like also thinking about in this episode?
Yeah, he came with Tabata to the mall, but he had an ulterior motive because he likes I think she's a florist, right?
Yep. He has a crush.
And yeah, he has a little crush, so it's almost her birthday too. So he's trying to find a gift for her at the same time.
Yeah, it was really sweet for them to them bonding over trying to find something for the person that they like. And then, you know, afterwards, you know, she picks a gift, he picks a gift. And then the day comes and she's supposed to go deliberate. She decided to go deliberate in person. She was initially going to tell him to give it to his brother for her, but he was like, why? You should just give it in person. So she says, okay, I shall. But on the way to go to his house, all kinds of things happen.
This episode really lives up to the English title, April Showers Bring May Flowers, because there was some turbulence on the way to Ueno's house.
Some turbulence, yeah. So everybody except Tabata went to Ueno's house to celebrate. Meanwhile, Keisuke's like, where is this girl? And Ueno is super depressed because Tabata doesn't show up. He's like, I thought she was going to celebrate, but no. Meanwhile, Tabata, the universe is conspiring against her. First, she has to help her mother clean up. Then she finds
someone's wallet.
Wallet. And I love the little angel and devil.
Yes, the angel and the devil.
Yeah. That's where I got the GIF. I was like, I'll make that the GIF for today, for this week. And then she went to the police station. Then it started raining. I'm like, girl, you're a flower in the rain. Just go, run. Make it romantic. Nothing like romance under the rain. Just go.
Yeah.
Have you not seen The Notebook? Anything. It'll make it romantic. Anyway, but she doesn't, of course, because she doesn't see the proper
She gets
movies.
under an awning,
Mhm.
takes all that effort to stay dry, and then as she's walking through the puddles, a little Isuzu truck passes by and splashes her quite badly.
Hey, I read the manga, but I was like, oh no, isekai time. Truck-kun! No!
That would have been bad.
On top of everything. Oh man. So, our poor girl, she just could not catch a break, but she persevered. She was this close to leaving, but she still persevered. I forget what it was. She did go back home. She changed the bag.
She made it back home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Changed the bag because it got ruined, and saw all the missed calls. So she goes back and full of bravery to give him the gift. And it was really sweet because Keisuke tells his brother, go meet her. She's coming this way. And Ueno runs to meet her, and it was really sweet because she gave him the gift and he was so happy. And then he's like, can I ask for another gift? I was like, what's the gift? Like, ooh. I know it's not gonna happen, no kiss or whatever. But he's like, he wanted to get her line. Yeah. And it ended with her saying why does it feel like I was given something? I'm like, oh, these two are so precious. Why was this not licensed? I'm still bitter about that. Still bitter. What did you think about that ending and the relationship as development of these two?
Yeah. I mean, it is interesting because it really is a self-esteem issue because Ueno clearly likes Tabata, and I think he knows that. I think he's ready to, but no, because he is pretty dense and he's not in a romance brain mindset. So he's just, but we're just one step away, I think.
Yes.
And it is getting kind of toward the end of the season. So hopefully we'll have a nice moment at the end there.
Yeah, somebody needs to push him, and it's either going to be Keisuke or it's going to be the other guy. What's his name? Shinbashi. Maybe.
Yeah, Shinbashi.
I don't know.
Honestly, Guisidani Sumire, she every time she pushes, she actually visited Ueno-kun as well.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people came and visited his birthday, but she was, doing her normal stuff to appeal to him. But every time somehow Ueno gets stuck on Tabata, and I think at some point she's just going to give up and just be the best wing woman ever.
I don't know if the best wing woman ever.
Probably not, but she'll at least step aside.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I forget if this is straight out shoujo. Because if it's straight out shoujo, then yes. I don't know why shoujo likes to do this. I forget if it's straight up shoujo, but we'll see. I did wanna see if I have a suspicion that she and what's his name Gotanda or Tetsuo, Ueno's more stoic friend. I think they might be something, maybe. So I was kind of hoping that he'd make an appearance, but he was away for vacation. So yeah, this was a good episode. However, I do wish Tabata. This is what I would do. Okay, take the wallet, and I saw in a movie that if you drop it in a mailbox, that they will return it to the person. Or you could just put it in your purse real quick, make the delivery, and then go to the police station. I don't know if it's a Japanese thing or what, but
I think it is.
Yeah.
Also, she could have just been here's your wallet, bye. But because she's so polite and shy, she just stood there, and he seemed to thank her for quite some time. I was like, no.
No, the anime gods are going to get in between these two.
But it worked out because she was late, but she got a moment alone with Ueno, whereas otherwise she would have probably been in that party and would have been very quiet and not had a good moment there. So
you know how like in every like workplace anime, all of the workplace people go drinking, and then like there's that female character who is stuck serving everybody beers. I think that's what would have ended up happening. Like everybody would have been like that, and because she kind of more like she knows the family a little bit more, like she would have been like, oh well, you're more familiarized with the place maybe, or you're not quite as much a guest as us, so maybe you can help out in the kitchen and bring the snacks or wash the dishes or something. So yes, you have a great point. I really like it. But yeah, I really enjoyed how we get that little bratty boy. I like the little kid Keisuke. He somehow took a liking to her, and he's really helping things along, because if we left it to just Ueno and Tabata to get together, man, those two would never get anything done. No romance. So yeah, we need some really, really strong supporters here. So hooray for Keisuke. He definitely took the MVP for this episode. And yeah. Anything else?
It's an old soul. Like I feel like he's more mature than Ueno and Tabata combined.
Yo, do you think he was reborn? He's been isekai to this world.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe he is the victim of an isekai tragedy from another anime. He was dropped into a shoujo. I was dropped into a shoujo.
Are there any good reverse isekai? Like I was a fantasy king of the elves, and I got reincarnated as a little Bishonen teen's younger brother, and now I have to help him find romance.
You know what? That would be lovely. Also, I think I was watching one with, I forget who I was watching it, but I was watching Recreate, and it was a reverse. It was like all of these anime characters from various fantasies showing up in Japan and looking for their creators or something like that. So that was really interesting. I didn't finish watching it, but it's definitely on my watch list, and I'm gonna continue to watch it. So, but yeah, we need more reverse isekai. At some point, people are gonna get fed up with vending machines and librarians and whatnot being isekai'd off to another world, and they'll be like, "How about we now do the opposite?" Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. So, the Crusher here says, she is not even fair, just socially anxious. Oh, fair is ugly. Crusher says, except she's not even fair, just socially anxious. It's more like Femcell, the anime. Oh. And then Turosh Max says, I'm sick of how that term has been bastardized. There's a lot of terms out there that people just, use. I bet I use some terms that I don't even really use properly, but let's let's just give grace to each other. All right. So yeah, I'm excited for, it's a very slow paced episode kind of situation, and their relationship is moving very slowly.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's fine. It'll be okay. It's the midpoint of the season, kind of. So it's bound to be slower than the beginning or the end. So let's see what happens in the next one. All right. And the next one that we're going to be discussing is Dress Up Darling. Teal, do you remember anything about this episode? Just for an experiment, do you remember anything about this episode without consulting notes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
I wonder if it's the same thing I do.
There was some really interesting lines by Marian's one friend She's a bit of a terror. She looks so plain, but
Oh,
she's an otaku of the highest order.
oh man, yeah, I was like, yo, girl. She was seriously like obsessing over the cosplayer. Yeah,
Mhm.
I was like a little bit like, excuse me? Yeah, I guess when you are in, in a place where a lot of really enthusiastic fans gather of any kind of fan, you're gonna get some that are just a little bit more enthusiastic than others, like Marine's friend. Yeah. So it's basically a convention, and this time she doesn't go dressing up as anything because I'm imagining she's still on her weight loss journey. But Gojo wanted to go to meet up with a certain prop maker who also does some cosplay, but he kind of like got really obsessed or excited about meeting them because they make really good props. And so they kind of split up to each do their own thing. Marin meets her friends, she tries out and she experiments with more pictures with her new camera. Whereas Gojo meets up with this person that he met saw on Instagram. And he's so adorable. Do you remember the text exchange that he had with that person?
Oh my goodness, he just flooded that poor woman with just walls and walls of text.
Yes. And when they met up again, he's like, yeah, well, that wasn't everything. Like, I still have a much more. Can you listen to it as I read? Oh my gosh, he's such a dork. But it's good to see that that he's excited. After having had such a long time being like a loner, kind of like just all about his dolls, and now venturing forth into the world and meeting more people. It's good to see him open up a little bit more. There was this person though, we all kind of just assumed that it was a guy. I assumed it was a guy, Akira. Turns out it was a girl, and they both kind of were like confused about each other because she thought she was meeting a girl and he thought he was meeting a guy, and they were of course very surprised when they finally met up. But then there was this instance where Marin shows up. That was kind of what happened. What was
something is up with Akira around Marin-chan, and I'm not sure what. But she seems to maybe not like Marin, or just be bad with that type, or she knows Marin.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
That mystery bothered me for the whole rest of the episode, and I was really upset when it ended because I was like, okay, you can't just like make me like like wonder about this girl and then expect me to like live with this kind of question for another week. Because there was times when they were making plans to do something, and the other friends, they were like, oh my gosh, kind of freaked out. Like, the friends know something, but then they still make plans.
But then they still went with the plans. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, what exactly is the deal with that lady, that girl?
Do you want to hear my guess? As an anime only, I don't know anything.
Please, I don't know anything either.
I think she's also a model, like a magazine model.
Oh, really? Like her
That's my guess. I don't know.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Like her rival in modeling.
Yeah.
Nice. You know what? Here was my guess, and I know it's kind of debunked now but you know how Gojo met her and he met, you know how they met each other and they were confused about their gender. So I was like, is this a little girl that called him like a freak for liking his dolls?
Oh.
I thought that was her because she also had dark hair, right?
Right.
But like there was like no recognition, nothing going on. So yeah, it has to do with Marlene, unless, as a little girl, she did something to Marlene.
Gojo and Akira did get on famously. Do we have yet another woman situation?
Oh, do you think that she is now jealous? That no, I don't think. Well, she's not jealous. She just
Yeah.
I don't think she's a
Not
jealous
yet.
type, no.
But, you know, if you
Ooh.
develop and then, you know, it could get messy. And, you know, maybe I'm not opposed to it getting messy.
You know what? Sometimes as a plot device to get people to, you know, like hurry up and accept their feelings.
Yeah.
You have to push some, like put
There's got to
something
be a
in there.
push.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So in this one, they don't have a Keisuke or an Usugudani or like anybody to help them along. So maybe the other woman will push them along. Who knows? It's all a mystery.
Although, like, everyone in their circle of friends is like, oh, why aren't you guys dating yet? So maybe
Right?
that's a push in and of itself, that they're just that immovably dense.
Oh man. Well, she knows she likes.
Yeah, she does know.
knows, but yeah.
Gojo just has to get some esteem. And he has been through this whole season. He's just been feeling better and better about himself, I think.
Yes.
There was a cute little scene. Maureen's crazy friend, sorry, I don't remember her name, had a little stuffed animal, well, stuffed character figure with her.
Mhm.
And then Gojo's like, oh, she has dolls too. She talks to her dolls too. I'm not weird. I thought that was so cute.
Oh my gosh, Gojo. Okay, Gojo is so precious. Like he's so innocent and like so earnest in his, you know, he's so endearing. He's just so endearing. Please don't break his heart, Marine, or do something that will cause him to like be sad. And I know usually I'm saying this to the guy in the anime, like, don't you dare break at the girl's heart, don't you, you know, because you know that's usually how it goes. But in this case, like Gojo is like, he's the one that I feel like heartbreak would crush even more. I don't know. So I just hope that, you know, whatever is going on with them in the future, it's like they protect sweet little Gojo's heart. Hey Teal, guess what? Patrick, it was in the chat, or it's in the chat. Don't know if you're in the chat, Patrick, but he just supported the stream, the channel, with a super chat. Welcome, says just got off work. Sup, folks? Hello, Patrick. Happy to see you.
Well, good timing, because we're about to talk about the only episode I think you've seen.
That's right. If you are free, then hop on Discord, because we're gonna talk about Anne Shirley, and boy, what an episode that was! Oh, that yeah.
I need a Kleenex. I'm not gonna lie.
I
Yo,
missed it this past week.
who's this little purple butterfly? Hello, welcome.
Hey.
So, were you watching with us, Anne Shirley, this week? You did.
I missed.
You missed it?
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
real.
I missed it.
Did you watch it on your own?
No, I haven't.
So we're gonna spoil you.
You've read
here.
the books. So.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
that's
know
true.
the story.
Oh,
so.
well, excuse us. Excuse us. I knew what was gonna happen, you guys. I've known. In fact, I didn't want to get too attached to Ruby Gillis. Even though she, like in the book, she's one of my favorites because she always goes into hysterics. She always goes into hysterics, and that's just hilarious. I don't know. I guess that's kind of not a nice thing to say, but very dramatic. And yet, this beautiful, lovely, vivacious girl who has like the world at her feet and the love of her life, and she is outgoing and whatnot, and yet her young life has been snuffed out. And we, you know, following Anne along, Anne is forced to watch it happen in real time over the course of her summer vacation. Oh, man.
Yeah.
What can we say? It was just really heavy.
It was.
It's really interesting to me how, of all the people that that Ruby could have, leaned on, or, who could have given her the most comfort, rather than being the children that, she knew since she was very, very little. It was Anne who, they were friends, but ultimately they're just going their own different ways. You would think that both she and Diana, like Anne and Diana and Ruby Gillis, would kind of like help or like be together, but no, it was kind of like Anne's burden. I thought it was too heavy for Anne. Am I wrong?
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, we saw Marilla be like, you don't have to do this. I can see it's tearing you up inside. But Anne disagreed. She's like, I have to do this for her.
There was a little bit of conflict though, because was Ruby Gillis, was she taking in her condition, with grace and, as best as she could? Or what was her whole family? How are they taking this?
They were definitely stuck in the first stage of grief, which is denial.
Yeah, it was really sad to see how like she was planning for this dance and this and that, her dresses. And yet, when Anne held her arms, like at some point, she was so thin, you guys. So what Ruby Gillis had was called back then consumption, just highly, highly contagious. Marilla was like, "You're gonna catch it." I'm like, "Yo, Marilla, she already caught it. Like, even if she stops going now, she's still gonna have the whatever bacteria in her body. Unfortunately, it doesn't have to, kill her right away." But yeah. So this is tuberculosis, and so Ruby Gillis is dying from it, and we see her waste away. As summer progresses, you see like the flowers bloom, and it's very beautiful in Prince Edward Island, and yet this poor girl, she has to die. It's so sad, very heavy. There is another little subplot that I guess we can mention now to lighten things up. And it has to do with Anne's ambitions. Do you remember what that was?
Was it just that she was going to get a scholarship? I don't
see.
know.
And this is the point I wanted to make. So interweave within all this, Anne is writing a story. She wants to write a novel or some story to publish on on the magazine. And it kind of like, because of the pacing, I'm imagining, because in the book, kind of like the whole Ruby Gillis situation is treated in a chapter, just its own designated chapter. It's very, very painful, very poignant. The ending, like, go and read it. Oh, it just hits you in the feels. I kind of want to look for it. If somebody can just talk while I look for it, because I can't talk. Impressions, thoughts, while I look for it.
It was interesting, the subplot and how Anne slowly lost her confidence when it came to writing. I thought she was getting good feedback, but it really hurt her, and she didn't want to get back on the typewriter. But yeah, I don't think her writing aspirations are fully put to bed yet.
Yeah, it was kind of like silly to see that she took one person's criticism, and
yeah.
And she's just like, I'm never going to write again.
Well, she does. She really values that guy's feedback because he tells it like it is.
Yeah, I guess.
The only opinion she seems to value more is Diana's, which, of course, it's your bestie. You gotta.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she got a little bit of like getting torn down by that guy. I'm bad with names, and then built back up by Diana. And it's. I think it's a writing process a lot of us go through.
Yeah, and as you know, we can talk about writing process because both Teal and I, and you know, I'm sure a lot of people listening are also fanfic writers, which is an art form in and of itself. So do not discount it, or but it's like a part of yourself. So when you feel that somebody like says it's not good enough or whatever, it hurts. It really does hurt. When I was writing A World Away, you guys, like I would laugh about some of the really salty comments, but then I would like kind of sit down and kind of be like, ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's your baby. By the way, I just found the Gutenberg book, and I have it.
Nice.
I can't show it. I don't know. My OBS, I have to fiddle around with it, and I can't. But I'm gonna put the chapter on the chat, the link to it, and it is chapter XIB. That's chapter 14. Chapter 14. That is the one with Ruby Gillis. The one that she kind of passes away.
Yeah.
And again, like I kind of moralized a little bit after we finished watching. I was like, you know, I had full of feelings, and they always had like here they always have something here. But I like how they also included this in the anime. It says Ruby Gillis was a great girl to laugh, said David suddenly. Will she laugh as much in heaven as she did in Avonlea, Anne? I want to know. And then Anne says, yes, I think she will.
Yeah.
And then when it says, you have helped me already, says Ruby Gillis. Nothing seems quite so dreadful now. Good night, Anne. And Anne says, good night, dear. And I really like now that I'm reading it, like it really did a good job putting together this whole conversation and following Ruby Gillis's journey through grief and the things that she's gonna miss out in life, because the whole point is, you know, she's not afraid of, you know, like not going to heaven, you know. She's more like angry about, you know, how life can be so unfair, because she was in love with some guy and she wanted to get married, have a family, and now she can't do that. So kind of like in the middle of this delightful kind of show, you get some shadows, and they just kind of help to bring out the light of, you know, of the story. So you need shadows, you know. What's that saying that says you can only see the stars in a dark sky or something like that? I don't know. Insert some overused quote in here, I guess.
I was thinking when Ruby was panicking about, you know, just the unknown quantity of death, even for those of us who are religious, you do not know what happens after, like with any certainty. And that always scares all of us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But it reminds me of Shakespeare's words, you know, to sleep, perchance to dream. But there's the rub, for in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause.
Ah, the immortal words of Hamlet. By the way, did you memorize that? Or did you have it in your notes? No, don't answer.
I had it memorized at one point, and I know the bulk of it, but just to get the words exactly right, I did quickly Google it.
Yes, that's cool. Technology. That's how we use technology. I remember when I was in high school, we had to memorize sonnets. Memorization has never been my forte, Teal. So, yeah. Always aid yourself with technology when you can, for sure. Let's see. There is that too. When they give you a 14-pill course, you're supposed to take all 14. Oh, are we talking about illnesses? Yeah. So nowadays you can deal with tuberculosis, just make sure you take the medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important.
It is a bacterial infection, right? So when you take antibiotics, you do not want to stop partway through, even if you feel better, which you often will. But there'll be little bugs still lying about in your blood and in your body, and you've got to finish the whole course to really finish off. And if you don't, they become resistant to the antibiotics, and that's bad for all of us.
Yes, we do not want that. We didn't get a lot of Gilbert in this episode. He kind of was just a silent observer as she just goes about going to visit Ruby, and he can't do it. Like, they're friends, but he's kind of not close enough to be able to comfort her or to, so all he can do is just watch with, with fondness, but also worry, but he also can't
but also at a distance. He can't seem to close that gap.
He wants to close it so much.
I know.
Gilbert, buddy, we are with you. You hang in there, though. Everything worth
if he hangs in there.
Hang in there.
This was a really important growth chapter for Anne, I think, both with the writing and with losing Ruby. She grew up a lot, I think, this episode. Even if maybe it isn't felt yet, she's got a lot to reflect on like, life is not guaranteed, and a lot of what's wrong with her writing is her childish, idealistic notions of like a perfect, and they lived happily ever after.
Yeah.
The life isn't like that. And she has to put those, beautiful, imaginatory, but not sustainable notions to bed, I think, to truly grow up and thrive in the world.
Yeah, I am really worried about her own ideals of her spouse and romantic partner, because we all can tell who is the man for her, but she can't because she has these ideals. So running along that theme, I am afraid that she's gonna have to have another little, waking up call. But we'll leave it to those that haven't read the book to anticipate. Future episodes will be delightful. As an angst lover, I can tell you that. So looking forward to seeing more of Anne. The only criticism for me was the whole inclusion of the Avery's atonement in this chapter, but I guess they're making do with, whatever.
They gotta go fast. They're running out of episodes.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of running out of episodes, we're running out of time. But I did promise that we were going to talk about in great length, about Silent Witch, which was a delight in this this week's episode. Always a fan of, what do they call it? Sakuga?
Yeah, Sakuga.
Sakuga. We got some sweet Sakuga in this one. Teal, your initial thoughts or anything that you want to talk about. And also, Butterfly, if you also watched it, you're frightfully silent, Butterfly. Please feel free to break in.
I have not watched it.
Oh, okay. Well, you should watch. That's assigned homework from your Empress. Everybody must watch Silent Witch.
Or even read it as I did, so I knew exactly what was coming, because this is the climactic conclusion of Volume 2.
Really? Oh, okay.
Indeed.
I am wondering about the pacing, because I'm reading Volume 1 right now, and I'm halfway through it. So I'm like, okay, I'm trying to see how much, what this volume will end, and so on and so forth. So, I'm by the way, I'm enjoying the light novel a lot. It's really nice. I recommend it. Yes, read the light novel. But anyway, Teal, do walk us into this episode.
I'm sure there's stuff that happened earlier on that I'm kind of forgetting about because it's overshadowed by what happens with Casey.
Yes.
But basically they're getting ready for the upcoming, like, basically a school cultural festival, but it's noble, so it's like very fancy. A lot of preparation needs to happen, a lot of carriages coming and going, which are full of strangers, and so there's a bit of a security risk.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, they were doing inventory, right? Monica and Casey was helping.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe Cyril was there too. But some lumber comes tumbling down on Casey.
Mm-hmm. But she
So
doesn't get hurt, thankfully.
She doesn't get hurt because someone maybe is good at silent casting. And just a little bit of wind, no one noticed.
Mm-hmm.
The lumber fall perfectly around Casey. But Monica noticed some things. And it all comes to a head as they're going to the infirmary.
Oh.
Those ropes, they were cut in a way that they could have only held for, a number of seconds. So she knows that Casey was the one who cut them.
Mm-hmm.
And she's no stranger to having her things stolen. So she used the special method to mark her teas at the tea party by only folding the paper in a way that only she could measure out is, like the same scrap of paper. So only Casey knew that those were her teas to throw them out.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's up to no good.
The feeling of utter betrayal that I experienced when this was revealed, Teal, like, I can't even begin to describe it. I was like, Casey, you were supposed to be one of the good ones. You're like, our girl is slowly but surely learning to open up. And you go ahead and do this. Like, do you understand? Like, I was afraid that this would bring, like, about a crisis for Monica and be like, well, people are going to betray you. I'm going to go back into my shell. Like, I was afraid of that. Luckily, though, like, yeah, there was, it's sad, but more importantly, there's a crisis. Like, this is she's behind. Casey's behind, like, a really dangerous assassination attempt. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say it.
Mm-hmm.
A plot, a dangerous plot. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so the whole lumber thing was to give her an alibi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But our Chinmoku no Majo, she saw through it.
Yes, indeed. And, but, she was like, it's too late. And then at some point, Nero shows up in his human form. And, like, just, like, the two of them kind of, like, start doing, like, magic to figure out, like, what it was, where it was coming from. I was like, you're gonna out yourself. But I was like, wait a minute, she knows, like, memory magic? So it'll be fine. Probably the girl will end up dreaming about pigs, but you know what? Anyway, so they figure out the situation, where it is, but they're running out of time. And the thing is, Monica can't do anything without first changing, like manipulating the protection seal that Lewis set up in the whole to cover the whole campus. So she has to go and fix it, like rewrite, overwrite, or whatever, so that it will instead affect the inside of the campus. So rather than protect from outside dangers, now it's going to protect from inside dangers. So that is what she did. It was quite interesting because not only did he hide it in a really, really interesting place, a fountain, but on top of that, there was extra protection. What was this extra protection? And what did she have to do to deal with it?
Yeah. So Louis Miller, he got help from his fellow, one of the seven sages, the Witch of Thorns. And so as Monica was trying to rewrite this thing of a whole bunch of thorny, like rose vines, but they're very thick and dangerous and flying all about the place. So she can't actually get in close. And so she has to summon Sheffield, the Wind King.
Yeah. Was it? I forget, because one of the things what happens when you read the light novel, it gives you more details about things. So now I'm like, Was it here where they talk about the Wind King and how it all works and stuff? Anyway,
It is. They mentioned it, which is
Okay.
interesting because she did in the first episode summon Sheffield
yes,
to
yes.
deal with the dragons, but it's one of the only spells, probably the only spell she actually has to. She basically has to use like an honorific name to summon Sheffield. She can't silently cast that, but it's the most powerful spell she knows.
And it's very effective. We see her just summon that gate. By the way, that gate is so pretty. Like I compared it with the light novel illustrations. I'm like, oh, yeah, the anime did it a little better. But it summons that, gate, and the gate opens. Really interesting. Okay, suffice it to say, I haven't seen many animes, especially fantasy and whatnot. But it's like, in my limited knowledge of animes and fantasies in general, I've never seen a magic system where like gates come out and open, and that's pretty neat. I like it.
Yeah,
that was nice. So we get her deal with it, and in true Scooby-Doo form, Casey breaks down and says everything about why she's did it, her motive, and how she's doing it, which I appreciate. And I'll let it pass for lack of finesse. I'll let it pass because we don't want to bog down the episode with just give us the whole story, the whole tea.
But I did see people needing clarity about this. I don't know if anyone here needs this clarity, but she had this kind of bluster. Casey did, like, I hate you, Monica, and like, and this is why I did it. But she doesn't really hate Monica, and people were confused why she would hide the tea, but she did it because she also was coming to the rescue. She wanted to get closer to Monica since she's in the student council, so she could get closer to the second prince. So if you were confused about that motive,
that is very good. That's a good bit of info there.
Yeah, they make it much more clear in the light novel. Unfortunately, they're going at like hyper speed so they can get to volume 3, which you'll see why, I think, as we start to cover volume 3 in these next couple episodes. But
so you think it'll end with volume 3 then? Yeah. Okay. It's sad because I'm really enjoying this. I want more. So I'm already hoping for season 2. There's plenty of material. I think you said there's like 6 volumes out so far.
In English, yes.
Oh, sweet. So,
and there's like a 4.5, I think it is. That's like more slice of life, just building characters and nothing really eventful happens. And then there's 2 further, like a side story of how Louis Miller became a 7th Sage.
I am a fan of side stories and whatnot, so yeah. Awesome. I guess afterwards I will have to go and look for the manga. Hopefully it has a lot of more chapters after the anime is done, so I can go, because I am a visual person.
Sure.
I go through light novels fairly slowly, except Bookworm, but anyway.
Yeah, Bookworm special.
Yeah, Bookworm is special. I don't think I'll ever do that again. Marathonic reading a volume a day, and those were huge volumes towards the end. So anyway, all right, you guys, let's see. Crusher is asking, is Silent Witch going to be the next Frieren? I wish, because I feel that Frieren is a little overrated. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I just think it's overrated. Or like, I love Frieren, don't get me wrong, but there's
I see what you mean for sure.
Like the hype,
like it had a yeah.
The story's harder for me to get into, so yeah.
See, I'm glad that I didn't altogether get shut down for that.
No.
I do think that it deserves. I don't know how popular it is, to tell the truth, but it would be lovely if it were the next Frieren, or if it compared ratings wise to Frieren. or like in light novel sales. I hope that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. I am a little worried we may never get a second season, but
Oh no. Well,
I feel like the winds have been changing
I hope so.
In the anime world recently. I feel like there's a lot of investment and people are willing to let things like grow and expand rather than just wanting instant profit. Maybe, hopefully.
I hope so. I definitely hope so. It reminds me of how I love Haikyuu. Yeah, unrelated sports anime. And they said that they were not going to adapt the final chapters into season form. That they were going to do movies, 2 movies to cover those. So, because that's more money more quickly, or I don't know if more money more quickly, but it's quicker, a quicker return. So, yeah. So I hope that they can see that it's worth investing in full seasons. And this is, I guess, my time to invite all of you to support the light novel of Silent Witch, so that they will see. Oh, they have a North America. It's making blips all across the English-speaking world. Do it.
I mean, it is an interesting series, so.
Oh, Yukihime, welcome. Hey, I guess this was all girls.
I just entered. I just entered to say hi. I'm at the airport waiting for someone to pick me up, or the Ubers are ignoring me.
Oh, oh no! It happens.
It's alright. I called someone in the family to come pick me up.
Oh, well, we're glad that you
that's
had
better
a good
if you
vacation.
can swing that anyway. So,
yeah, for real. Especially as it's probably pretty late over there where you're at, right?
It's 3:22. So I had 2 hours delay on my flight. So that's awesome. And also in how many hours? In like 4 hours, I'm starting work. So that's cool.
Great. Huzzah. You should just tell them you dropped your phone on your toe. Yeah, it might work.
Yeah, as if that will help anything.
Hey. It could inflict damage upon yourself. I mean, we're not saying you should, but you could maybe earn yourself a little extra break. Oh my gosh, here I'm suggesting horrible, unlawful things. Do not listen to me, you guys. It's only as a joke.
They recently changed the laws, so actually you get like less pay on your sick day, so that's fun. So yeah, no more paid sick day fully. It's only 50% of your pay, which is so American. Please no, please don't come with your work culture here.
We haven't. If anything, I have to say.
You have.
All right. We'll back off the whole American influence thing. But anyway, we hope that you were able to hang out here with us until they pick you up, so that they know that you are not alone in the airport by yourself. By the way, I'm reading.
The parking lot, so it's even worse.
Oh my gosh! I am reading some comments here from the chat. Says Trushmak says, I don't think Silent Witch has a mass appeal as Freerun has. There have no elves and we haven't seen any feet. Yeah, that's also a thing.
That's true.
From what I've heard, you guys, this is kind of sad though.
That's also true.
Like, feet aside, you guys, I have heard some really sad things about the Freerun fan base. Apparently it's gotten pretty as really popular. Like, it used to be a pretty chill fan base, but now it's very controversial. You guys can look up what kind of controversy it is, but suffice it to say, there are some fandoms that I think they should remain as they are, pure and undefiled.
All big fandoms. Listen, all big fandoms are like this. Like, after a certain point, it attracts enough people that it just also attracts people who barely even like the show and are just there to hate on it, you know? Like, I've seen it with a lot of my favorite popular fandoms that I shall not name because they are just famously controversial. And
Oh.
while the show is like very nice, you know, it's just so
Yeah.
nice that it attracts bad people.
Yeah, any kind of good, wholesome fandom is that suddenly explodes in popularity runs the risk. In fact, I think of, for example, like Bookworm. If it does do as well as we all hope, we have to, stem the tide of malice and, pour the bosom of affection into each other's hearts when there's toxic people. We don't want
Yeah,
our
I feel
Bookworm.
like you're pulling your weight. Magpie, if you're one person who is really pulling her weight in this fandom to make it all very nice and
Okay.
friendly and everything.
May it continue to be so. We just want people who are nice and who are just book lovers and Ferdinand simps. That's all we ask. You have to be a book lover, you have to be a Ferdinand simp, and then you're welcome. That's like the only vetting process. If you're a book burner, out. If you are not a fan of Ferdinand, out of here. Bloody carnivals for you. Oh man. All right, you guys. I have had so much fun with you guys. And today we just want to end just inviting you guys. If you haven't watched any of these episodes, any of these shows, first of all, thank you for joining. I'm not even gonna ask why you're here. I'm just thank you for hanging out with us. It started with just Teal and I, and we were just like chilling, but happy that people showed up. We got a little purple butterfly with us. We got Teal. We got Yuki Hime, who is right next.
Yeah. Can I mention? Can I quickly mention another one that I don't know if you've talked about that is right now airing that I started from the beginning? Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. That is a masterpiece, so I will recommend it to everybody.
Oh, yeah. By the way, hold on a second. Is anybody on YouTube? Can you guys hear me? You can?
Can't do both.
Okay.
I can't do both on my phone.
Okay, it's never mind. Apparently there was some issue, you guys couldn't hear me. Oh, okay. Thank you for letting me know. Yes, so I'm gonna be checking out Bunny, the Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl, whatnot. I'll check it out later. Right now, I have my plate absolutely full with stuff to watch. It's in my watch list though.
Right.
Yeah, so don't worry.
All right, don't be fooled. So everybody who is listening, don't be fooled by the title and the cover. It is a very wholesome, very interesting thing. It reminds you of Steins Gate, and it's like supernatural mysteries and very wholesome. You will love it.
Okay.
Yeah, not scary supernatural.
Okay.
For the record.
No, not supernatural. Like actually very chill. Like a lot more about philosophical questions. More like what if there are two people at the same time, like the same person. Like what do you do if you suddenly have a clone? What do you do about it? And what
imagine
to do
your
if
teenage
you resolve
trauma.
Exactly.
Like manifest.
Exactly, you resolve. You resolve the supernatural problems by resolving your emotional problems. That's the whole show.
Okay. I love that I'm getting like really strong recommendations on it from you two. And also Turash Mac is saying don't sleep on Bunny Girl Senpai. It's one of my top 10. I'll check it out. You know what? The same thing happened when I first learned about Dangers of My Heart. Like I was really turned off by like the premise. And to this day, I can honestly say it's one of my favorite romance. Yes, it's really high up there. I love Dangerous of My Heart so much, but only because I gave it a chance. So yeah, I'll check it out for sure. Just we have to finish. I'll add it into the anime watch. So you guys, every Sunday we get together and watch anime. Sunday afternoon about 1 p.m. Pacific. If you're free and you're a member or you want to join us, you can do so by hitting that join button, joining at the Noble tier, and then you can hang out and watch stuff with us. We're right now going through Steins Gate. After we watch the episode of Anne Shirley, we're getting to the end of Steins Gate, and that's fun. So
yeah, should be done in 2 weeks. I estimate.
Did we mention what we were going to be watching after Steins Gate? Because if not, we could just add Bunny Senpai.
Could.
But I forget if there was another anime though. My short
Probably there was.
All right, you guys. Okay, so yeah, I invite you guys to also join us Wednesdays and Fridays. We are reading the Count of Monte Cristo. It's been a blast. On my other channel, the Chattering Magpie Reads. So join us there for even more fun and chat and memes and stuff. And reading, of course. But yeah, that's all we had for you today. We went through a lot of content today. By the way, MVP here of the whole, like, who like really stepped it up in this episode, like came in and just stepped up in your opinion?
In Silent Witch or all of these for the whole week?
Like for the whole week. Who's the MVP this whole week?
Probably either Keisuke or that little girl who helped Rintaro realize his feelings.
Oh yeah. Gosh,
I believe the children are our future. they were the MVPs.
Oh yes, they were. I will say, Anne, like being with that girl who, like, that was heroic. There was a point where she was like, I don't know what to say to comfort this girl. God, please help me. I was like, yo, that's hard. So I think that she's also my MVP for me.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the kids, they definitely were being little cherubs, little tiny cupids today. Just give them wings and a little bow, and they're perfect cupids. All right, you guys. Anybody else want to share who's the MVP for this week's animes? Yuki? Butterfly?
Yuki got her right, I think.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll talk later, Yuki. Butterfly.
As I have not watched the any of the episodes, I don't have an opinion on that.
All right. Fair enough. Okay, well, we will see you then next week. Hope you join us. Had a lot of fun. Thank you again to those who supported via Super Chat, Patrick and Crusher. We will see you guys on next Thursday or tomorrow if you want to hear us read Count of Monte Cristo. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good weekend. Say bye-bye, gang.
Bye-bye, gang.
Adios.